Well, hello and welcome to our next webcast that we're bringing you from Travel Weekly as part of our Roadmap to Recovery series. And I'm delighted to be joined today by Alistair Rowland, who of course has some very exciting news of his own. So we've announced today that Alistair is going to be leaving Midcounties Cooperative and joining Blue Bay Travel. So welcome, Alistair. This is quite a big move, given that you've been a lot of your career working for the co-ops. I know Midcounties only the last 9 years, but I think about 30 years you've been working for various co-ops. So perhaps you can tell us why you're making this move. Yeah,
thanks, Lucy. It is, some would say, a surprise move. Actually, it isn't really. I think in my career I've done everything but trading food, and in the current portfolio is funeral and nurseries and healthcare and telecoms and travel, which I'm clearly known for. And for quite a while, I just want to invest all my time in the travel industry. You know, I really do. And the one thing about operating a pretty significant consortium, as we've done here and we did previously with Freedom, is that you cut deals with independent business owners, with brilliant businesses, and you just want to do it. So I sit over the top right now of a really big corporate entity with lots of different business streams. And actually what I really want to do is run a business really well. And of all those businesses, I've known Stuart and Blue Bay for a long time. It's been in our consortium since 2012. The business has more than tripled in size in that time and still performing very well. And the ability to run that as group CEO with a view of growth in mind, so to grow it and grow it by acquisition and organically, it is a really powerful thing.
Yeah, it sounds really exciting. So you mentioned there that Blue Bay is a member of Midcounties, but for people that don't know what Blue Bay does, or perhaps what it specialises in, perhaps you can just give us just outline what Blue Bay is best known for.
So Blue Bay is a luxury agent and operator, contracts most of his own stuff, very powerful in Caribbean and Mexico, arguably number one, number two in those areas, trades really well, lots of online traffic, and trades through a number of broker sites as well, very strong relationship with Secret Escapes and Travel Zoo, and operates on a subscriber basis, where a very powerful database that repeat and repeat. So a great business, really entrepreneurial, well run, quite narrow in terms of the field that it operates in, and one of the best in the business, and always has been.
And just give us an idea of size, Alistair. I mean, how many people are you sending on holiday? What kind of size of the business, and how many people work there?
Just over 100. Clearly, these are strange times, so lots of people remote and doing all kinds of things, and a number of areas contracted to third parties. Its turnover last year was in excess of 50 million. It atolls about 2/3 of that. Some stuff is through third parties, and operates with home working and a core call centre in Stoke-on-Trent. So a really significant business, but one with the backing of the investors, LDC, who are owned by Lloyds, is prime for growth, because it's actually very narrow in terms of the field it operates in.
Okay, well, I wanted to come on to that because you mentioned just now that you're keen to grow. I guess that's one of the appeals of joining, and you said both organically and through acquisition. So perhaps you could talk us through both of those. Where do you think the opportunities are organically, and where are the gaps in your sort of portfolio that you are looking to fill through acquisition?
I think most businesses, and certainly OTAs, have really tried to find the sweet spot on maximising database, and Blue Bay have certainly done that. They operate on a subscriber model. Subscribers get better deals and offers than the standard email database, and that works really well. Social's very strong as well, and a lessening impact on PPC, which many businesses are are trying to move away from. So a really loyal core database of fans, but buying from really quite a narrow range of products. And that's one of the beauties of going in, to be able to expand that substantially.
Okay, so you want to have a wider product range than, as you said, Mexico and the Caribbean. Are you going to be sort of looking to sell other areas or other product types, or?
Yeah, no, completely so. And I think you've got to be careful, because many businesses get criticised for, an everyman philosophy, selling everything to everybody, and are rarely successful. So what Blue Bay does, really works. But there is an opportunity, within the EU, and there is an opportunity as the world opens up again to sell, other destinations significantly. Contracting that accommodation, and other sectors such as cruise. So lots of organic opportunity. But you've got a business here that's tripled in size over the last 6 or 7 years through that organic growth.
Okay, and I mean, you mentioned the times that we're in when we were talking about the staff there, but I mean, it clearly is a difficult period, a crisis for the travel industry. How do you feel about joining in these times? And what's clearly, you've got a backer that's willing to still invest. So you presumably are still confident, are you, about the future?
Yes, I think so. They are horribly difficult times, as we all know. But the world will open up again, and people just want to go away, don't they? And when you've got the type of product that Blue Bay maximising, which is the value end of luxury, that's still a big market, and people want not necessarily a lifetime holiday, but a significant holiday to go on and have a pretty deep relationship with Blue Bay. So what Blue Bay have seen is quite a lot of consistency, and in terms of the forward booking funnel, and I think that will continue. So it's hurting, like every travel business is right now. Significant amount of refunds, significant amount of changes to the forward programs and this kind of thing. But actually, as businesses go, and as I see them today, within the co-op business, actually Blue Bay have fared better than most so far.
Okay, so presumably going forward, Alistair, will Blue Bay remain as a member of Midcounties?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I think the relation, Blue Bay was the first member of the consortium. Blue Bay allowed us to set the consortium model before we were even ready for it in co-op. And they're a fan, and we're a fan of Blue Bay. Very strong administratively. Very little trouble for the amount of scale that Blue Bay offer, and yeah, no plans to change the consortium relationship as well. And the other opportunity that gives Blue Bay is that they actively sell into the consortium members. So Blue Bay packages and hotels are an option if you sit within the co-op consortium, or indeed the personal travel agents, and that's becoming more and more powerful as products get narrower and narrower and the market starts to further consolidate. So lots of opportunities as well there, Lucy.
Okay, and I know you won't want to not mention on this webcast about leaving. I know it's probably been quite a big decision, hasn't it, to leave a place that I know you're very, very fond of. So, how do you feel about leaving all those colleagues at Midcounties?
I feel very sad about it. I have great fondness for Midcounties as a cooperative. It's been brilliant. It allowed the platform to rebuild the co-op travel business in 2011 when the ill-fated joint venture happened with Thomas Cook. We moved from a 60 million business to over 600 million in that time, with great support from the outgoing chief exec Ben Reed and the new chief exec Phil Ponsonby. Lots of support to be able to grow the business, and it's great. But it needs to be recognised that I've been once removed from it for quite a long time, running those other portfolios. So it will continue to go on. I'm going to support in a non-exec capacity into that business. And actually, the consortium, you know, after the Thomas Cook failure, is so big now in Mid-Counties that, you know, we need to control it and manage it in a more formal way. So I'm going to do some work on creating, you know, more support for those consortium members to have a voice, you know, within the co-op. But yes, I just think it's time to move on. You know, I've done my time there and achieved a lot, and I've got a great relationship, and I'm sure I'll continue to have one.
Absolutely, and they're not replacing you directly then at Midcounties. I mean, in terms of the travel side, it will be Rad, I guess, who it has always been the managing director anyway of the travel side.
Yeah, the chief operating officers will continue on in all of the groups. So healthcare and childcare and funeral and travel all have their own chief operating officers, as does our utilities business. So that will continue. I think the decision Phil will make over a period of time, I don't think he'll rush it, is how to replace me in terms of how all of those businesses, you know, come into the parent level in terms of reporting. So it's unlikely it will be like flight, just because to gain that amount of knowledge will take a long time for anybody. But certainly there'll be some form of replacement.
Okay, and your ABTA chairman role, does that still stand even though you're moving companies?
Yes, it does. Yes, ABTA have a rule that if the sitting chair changes role, then the board need to ratify that continues to be appropriate. And I'm delighted to say that the board have ratified that they see it as appropriate. So I will continue to sit as chair of ABTA. I'm delighted to do so.
Well, we are delighted too. We're delighted for you that you're making this move and getting 100% back into travel, Alistair. So thank you for your time today, and we wish you all the best of luck at Blue Bay Travel.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lucy.